Good morning, America. Bracing for impact. Hurricane Melissa intensifying overnight and expected to grow into a Category 5 monster. Already claiming lives in Haiti and the Dominican Republic and taking aim at Jamaica. Tourists stranded. The dire warnings, massive rainfall measured in feet. GMA live in Jamaica with a scramble to prepare with team coverage of this catastrophic storm.
Breaking overnight, mass shooting on campus. Gunfire erupts at Pennsylvania's Lincoln University following a homecoming game.
We're devastated to announce tonight that one person has died.
Celebration turning to tragedy.
Breaking news. Suspects arrested in the Louvre Museum jewel heist. One nabbed at a French airport, allegedly trying to leave the country.
High-stakes trip. President Trump arriving in Asia, quickly getting down to work on trade deals ahead of his meeting with Chinese President Xi, even as Trump slams new tariffs on Canada overnight, following that Reagan ad.
Shutdown impacts. 700,000 additional federal workers to miss paychecks this week.
They need to go without a paycheck. They need to get low on food so they can understand what we're dealing with.
And 40 million Americans could lose food assistance benefits in just days. Plus the travel troubles, the airport delays blamed on staffing shortages.
Halloween trends.
I put a spell on you.
It's back to the 90s when it comes to spooky decor.
This is from 1997, a witch flag.
But costumes are all about today, how AI can help scare up your style.
NFL rivalry. The Eagles seek revenge against the Giants as Aaron Rodgers faces his former team for the first time. ESPN's Herm with all the must-see games.
The 3-2.
Plus, the Dodgers deliver to even up the score in the World Series. All the highlights ahead.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Sunday. Good morning, America.
Look at these
Good morning,
two.
America, everybody. Great to have you with us on a Sunday. We're excited about this Sunday.
Yeah.
Good way to start the week. We've got a lot going on in sports, a convincing win by the Dodgers, and an amazing pitching performance by Yoshinobu Yamamoto to tie the series. We have the highlights on that coming up. Plus, we have some breaking news out of Paris. Authorities there announcing arrests 1 week after the shocking theft at the Louvre Museum. But what about all those priceless jewels?
Yeah, unbelievable story there. And President Trump on the world stage, arriving in Asia overnight on a diplomatic tour, along with that high-stakes meeting with China's President Xi.
So much to get to this morning, but we do begin with team coverage of Hurricane Melissa, the slow-moving storm parking itself over vulnerable Caribbean islands, ready to dump massive amounts of rain. Jamaica is in the heart of Melissa's likely path, and people there are preparing as best they can. That's where ABC's Ike Ajachi is live in Kingston, Jamaica for us this morning. Good morning to you, Ike.
Hey, good morning, Janae. That's right. We're in Kingston where tensions are rising right now because Hurricane Melissa continues to intensify just off the southern shore of Jamaica. It's expected to explode into a massive hurricane within hours. Meanwhile, Jamaicans are frantically preparing, gathering supplies, protecting their infrastructure as they brace for what could be the strongest storm to hit the island in decades.
This morning, Jamaica bracing for the looming threat of Hurricane Melissa, which has already claimed 3 lives in Haiti and 1 in the Dominican Republic. Heavy rains and landslides sweeping the region, destroying homes, uprooting trees, and knocking out water supplies. All this as Jamaica stands squarely in the storm's path. People here bracing for the worst. Lines snaking out of stores with residents scrambling to grab essentials.
People are flocking to grocery stores to stock up on last-minute items, leaving shelves looking like this.
Lots of people really don't have the financial means to get all that they would need.
The storm also stranding tourists like Nicole Doyon, whose girls' trip with her friends from Miami has turned into a travel nightmare.
It's been a
a roller coaster of emotions, especially when like everybody's kind of panicking, trying to get on a flight, like every man for himself.
Meteorologists say Melissa could become the strongest hurricane to impact the island in more than 35 years. In 1988, Hurricane Gilbert, a Category 4 storm, was widely considered the worst in the island's history. Now, with Melissa expected to make landfall in Jamaica Tuesday, experts warn its slow movement and track could have an even more devastating aftermath.
Now, as Melissa barrels closer and closer to Jamaica, officials and aid groups say now is the time to act. They say the message is clear. Protect your homes, secure your infrastructure, help your neighbors, and of course, get to safety if you can. Janae? Get to safety if you can. That is the message. I thank you. Now let's bring in meteorologist Lee Goldberg from our New York station, WABC, for Hurricane Melissa's track and timing. Good morning to you, Lee.
Good morning, Janae. And we are deeply concerned for Jamaica because it's a potential worst-case scenario in terms of the track. We've doubled in intensity in 24 hours, gone from a tropical storm to now a Cat 4, 140-mile-per-hour winds. You can clearly see the eye. Thunderstorms around the center showing a sign of strengthening. And the problem is the slow movement. So it just crawls. They have tropical storm conditions now, and they have it for 2 days leading into landfall sometime Monday night and Tuesday morning, emerging and going to eastern Cuba after that, over the Bahamas, and then ultimately Wednesday and Thursday into the Atlantic. You look at the rainfall, and many of the strongest storms in Jamaica have moved through. This one's moving super slow. So you're talking about rainfall totals up to 40 inches. And consider this, New York City annual rainfall is 40 inches, a little over that, and they could do that in just a few days. Gio?
Yeah, very dangerous situation. All right, Lee, thank you so much. Now to that deadly mass shooting overnight at a university in Pennsylvania. At least one person dead following a shooting during homecoming weekend celebrations. Take a look. This morning, police investigating a shooting at Pennsylvania's Lincoln University that left at least one person dead and 6 others injured.
Use caution for the active shots in the ICC building.
Officials say gunfire erupted by the International Cultural Center just before 9:30 p.m.
We're devastated to announce tonight that one person has died. 6 other people have been struck by gunfire.
Eyewitnesses describing the chaotic scene as they fled for their lives.
We was at the Yard Fest,
having a good time at
the next
homecoming.
thing we know, everyone starts running.
Overnight, officials detaining at least one person who was carrying a gun, but they're looking into the possibility that there might have been multiple shooters.
There is possibly more than one shooter right now, so I use that word shooters because it is a very real, distinct possibility.
The FBI also on the scene alongside local and state officials. Law enforcement now urging anyone with any information to come forward.
Homecoming weekend, it was supposed to be a good time, but it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see.
Yeah, sad indeed. And police do not believe there is an active threat at this time. The university shared on Instagram that counseling will be provided to students and staff who need that support, and it starts at 10 a.m. this morning. Whit?
All right, Gio, now to more breaking news that we're following from overnight. Police in Paris working on cracking the brazen jewel heist at the Louvre Museum, announcing arrests now. ABC's Marcus Moore is joining us with the details. Marcus, what more can you tell us?
Well, Whit, good morning. Prosecutors just put out this statement confirming that 2 suspects have been arrested in connection with last week's bold heist at the Louvre, and authorities say they arrested one of the men Saturday evening at Paris's Charles de Gaulle Airport, allegedly as he was about to fly to Algeria. Police say the suspects live in a suburb of Paris, and this news emerges 1 full week after 4 robbers broke into the Louvre as it was opening last Sunday. Disguised as construction workers, they used a cherry picker to scale one of the walls and then used angle saws and other tools to break into display cases and stole $100 million worth of jewelry. This robbery taking just 7 minutes, and we recently learned that investigators were analyzing DNA and fingerprint traces recovered at the scene, as well as on items dropped as they made that daring escape on motorbikes. Now, a source telling ABC News they've collected more than 150 samples, and now comes news of these arrests. It's unclear whether authorities have recovered any of the stolen items or, Janae, how close they may be to finding those 2 remaining suspects.
Still so many questions, Marcus. Thank you. Now to President Trump's Asia trip. He's on the ground in Malaysia for a Southeast Asian nation summit, as well as a high-stakes meeting with China's president. ABC's Selena Wang is in Kuala Lumpur with the latest. Good morning, Selena.
Hey, Janae, good morning to you. And it's been a jam-packed day for President Trump here in Malaysia. He's had a flurry of meetings with world leaders and signed multiple trade deals. But the big moment is still yet to come. Trump's high-stakes meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Thursday. This morning, President Trump kicking off his high-stakes trip to Asia. Malaysia rolling out the red carpet, greeting the president with dancers, music, and fanfare. Trump heading straight from the tarmac to oversee the signing of a ceasefire agreement between Cambodia and Thailand after deadly clashes in July.
I'm proud to help settle this conflict and really develop good friendships.
The deal builds off a truce from 3 months ago and will free 18 Cambodian prisoners. Trump then signing trade deals with Cambodia, Malaysia, and a framework deal with Thailand, setting tariff rates at 19%.
The United States will have a robust commerce and cooperation transactions, lots of them, with both nations as long as they live in peace.
After that, a meeting with Brazil's president. Tensions still simmering after Trump imposed staggering 50% tariffs on the country, citing its criminal charges against former president and Trump ally Bolsonaro. But today, Trump signaling those tariffs could come down.
Brazil is, we're gonna make a deal. I think we'll make a deal with Brazil. We get along very well.
Trump also expressing optimism about his upcoming meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping.
I think we're gonna have a good deal with China, and they want to make a deal, and we want to make a deal.
And U.S. and Chinese officials have been meeting all throughout the weekend here in Malaysia, trying to hash out all of the details before Trump and Xi Jinping meet later this week in Seoul. Now, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says these talks have been constructive. They've covered everything from trade to rare earth minerals to TikTok. Whit?
Selena Wang for us. Thank you. The president's Asia tour also comes as he's dispatched an aircraft carrier to the waters off Latin America, and the U.S. military continues to strike alleged drug boats in the Caribbean. Let's bring in ABC's chief global affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz, who will be hosting This Week later this morning. Martha, good morning to you. So what do we know about the reasons for the deployment of the aircraft carrier and when it could arrive in the region?
Well, it's certainly a show of force, if nothing else, Whit. We have already about 10,000 service members in the Caribbean, off the coast of Latin America. This would add 5,000, and those carriers are bristling with weapons. You have F-18 fighters, you have missiles, you have electronic warfare, all of that equipment there. So, again, it's certainly a show of force. Whether he wants to do anything else with that, we have seen, as you said, those drug boat strikes, dozens killed in those drug boat strikes, some of them on video. The Pentagon is very good about releasing that immediately. They want a strong message to Nicolas Maduro that drugs have to stop coming into the U.S., but a very, very controversial move. And President Trump has also threatened strikes on land. And to your second question, it could be about a week before that carrier gets there, and that's if they go really, really fast. They have been off the coast of Croatia, Whit.
Yeah, and you noted the dozens killed. We've heard questions about due process and the legality of these strikes from both sides of the aisle. What sort of evidence has the administration provided to justify the lethal force here?
Well, publicly, they have really provided none. We've heard President Trump talk about the semi-submersible. They attacked a semi-submersible, basically kind of a mini sub, and saying, you know, who goes in a mini sub unless they're taking drugs across? So that's about the extent of the evidence we've seen publicly. They have talked about it a lot. They have briefed Congress on a few of these things, but they haven't really outlined the justification, according to some members of Congress, Whit.
All right, Martha Raddatz for us. We always appreciate it. Thank you. And tune into This Week later on this morning. Martha speaks with Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona on the Trump administration's increasing pressure on Venezuela and the demolition of the White House East Wing. Also, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent speaks with Martha on the president's trip to Asia and the government shutdown. Gio?
Okay, Whit, now to the government shutdown, just days away from another key date as crucial funding appears set to run out for programs like food stamps. And government workers, of course, are going without paychecks. We have team coverage this morning, and let's start here with ABC's Alex Prochet in Washington. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Gio. Yeah, we're talking about those SNAP food assistance benefits. Some 40 million Americans depend on them, and they will be in jeopardy starting November 1st if the shutdown continues. The government shutdown this morning, now in its 26th day. The strain on millions of federal workers is more pressing than ever. More than 500,000 missed their first full paycheck on Friday. Another 700,000 plus will miss their first full paycheck this week. And starting in November, federal SNAP food assistance benefits for some 40 million Americans could run out.
Everyone's afraid. Everyone's worried that, they're not going to be able to feed their families.
Food banks like this one in New York City are inundated.
Well, we heard that next month we might not be getting any benefits, so we're trying to stock up before something happens.
In Denver, this pantry tells us demand has doubled. Many there seeking assistance for the first time. Now, their shelves are nearly bare.
It's insane to see what we're seeing right now. The desperation is real.
In California, the governor deploying the National Guard to help with a surge in need at pantries. And in Alexandria, Virginia, this furloughed federal employee tells us she's furious at lawmakers, feeling like a pawn in a game.
They need to go without a paycheck. They need to get low on food so they can understand what we're dealing with. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
There's still a stalemate on Capitol Hill. In the Senate, a funding bill has failed now 12 times. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries is calling on Republicans in the House to negotiate an agreement.
Democrats are ready to sit down anytime, any place with anyone here at the Capitol or over at the White House.
Speaker Mike Johnson has the House slated for its 5th consecutive week in recess. Those lawmakers still getting paid all the while. And as the administration tries to get creative with ways to pay certain federal workers, the Pentagon has confirmed that anonymous $130 million donation to help pay troops if the shutdown continues. But it's a drop in the bucket, Gio, as that bill is expected to cost some $6.8 billion.
Absolutely. All right, Alex, thank you so much. And from you, we turn to the shutdown's effect on travel. The FAA warning of delays this weekend because of those staffing shortages we've been seeing. And ABC's Faith Abube is right there at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. That's the busiest airport in the world. Faith, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Gio. And it is busy this morning. On average, about 1 in every 20 delayed flights across the country being blamed on the shutdown. And officials are warning it could get worse. Air traffic controllers were set to miss their first paycheck of this shutdown. 2 weeks of work, $0 to take home on Tuesday. The president of the Air Traffic Controllers Union saying it is causing a significant amount of stress for the workers, making air travel less safe for all of us. Some of the controllers are even picking up side jobs like driving for Uber to put food on the table. The impact on travelers also mounting this morning. In some cases, about 53% of flight delays have been blamed on ATC staff shortages. Now, this weekend, the FAA has issued more of those staffing triggers affecting major hubs in places like New York, Chicago, Vegas, and Southern California. And the Transportation Secretary warning that as the shutdown drags on, the FAA will continue to put safety first, slowing down arrivals and departures. And in some cases, if needed, they will cancel flights. Janae.
We are seeing those widespread impacts. Faith, thank you.
Turning now to the World Series, and the Dodgers looking for revenge overnight in Game 2 with a stellar pitching performance. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is here with all the highlights. What a game, Andrew. Good morning.
What a game. Good morning. A dominant performance from their starting pitcher and a pair of home runs helped lift the heavily favored Dodgers over the Blue Jays to tie the Fall Classic at 1 game apiece.
Popped up. Yamamoto goes the distance again.
The LA Dodgers strike back after a disastrous Game 1 loss.
World Series mastery.
Taking a first-inning lead in Game 2 of the World Series after catcher Will Smith ripped a single down the middle. Toronto would respond 2 innings later.
Drilled down the left field line towards the corner and off the wall.
With Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s red-hot bat, the All-Star launching one off the outfield wall, helping score the tying run. It was shaping up to be a pitcher's duel.
Strikes out Springer with a fastball.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitching another complete game gem, his second in as many postseason starts.
His 1-2 to Lucas. His hard fastball needs to get him looking.
While the Jays' Kevin Gausman, starting in his first ever World Series, retired 16 straight batters at one point.
10 consecutive outs for Kevin Gausman.
But 6 nearly flawless innings came undone with 1 swing.
The 3-2.
It was all LA from there, the Dodgers tacking on 2 more runs in the 8th to take Game 2. Yamamoto also became the first Japanese-born player to pitch a complete game in a World Series.
Wow.
He's really special.
He got the support of those bats, too. I
that
love
he
that
did. It always
sound
helps.
of the crack of the bat.
Yeah. And now they're headed back to LA, right?
Yep.
That they are.
So we'll see him clean up there.
Tied 1 game apiece. It's a series now.
Yes.
All right.
Here we go.
Thank
you.
Andrew. Still ahead, ESPN's Coach Herm Edwards previews the weekend's big NFL games with 49ers fighting to stay on top of the NFC West.
And free Wi-Fi in the sky? Well, one major airline is adding it, but only to select passengers. What you need to know before you board.
Plus, spooky trends, 90s vintage decor taking over this Halloween. We'll explain.
You are the victim here. And every tear you shed is $100K in your pocket. Make it rain.
Ooh, welcome back to GMA. That's a quick look at the new series, All's Fair. The legal drama premieres on Disney Plus November 4th. And that powerhouse cast is joining us on GMA this week. Niecy Nash, Naomi Watts, Tiana Taylor, Kim Kardashian, and Sarah Paulson will all be here in studio Tuesday. Be sure to tune in.
What a cast.
So much buzz around that show, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other big stories we're following this Sunday morning. A Philadelphia community today honoring the life of Kata Scott. Scott's body was found in a shallow grave behind an abandoned school 2 weeks after she disappeared. 21-year-old Keon King is charged with her murder. This morning, a balloon release is being held at the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum in tribute to Scott.
President Trump announcing he is raising tariffs on Canada an extra 10%. The move comes after Ontario aired a TV ad featuring an address from former President Ronald Reagan. The commercial quotes Reagan, who said tariffs hurt American workers and trigger trade wars. Ontario has pulled the ads effective tomorrow.
And Southwest Airlines launching free unlimited Wi-Fi on all flights for its loyal customers. The airline offering the perk to Rapid Rewards members. You got to join the program. Southwest started rolling it out, this in-flight Wi-Fi service this weekend. Now, the company aims to have the service on its entire fleet of 800 planes by the end of the year.
Over to college football now. The Texas Longhorns pull off a come-from-behind win over Mississippi State. The team rallied in the fourth quarter. Coach Herm Edwards is celebrating here, clearing a 17-point deficit, breaking away in overtime, winning 45-38. And then this one, ooh, Janae, this is going to sting a little.
It did.
Vanderbilt
sting.
beat
It came
Missouri.
down to literally the last
Dramatic
second.
showdown. The Commodores stopped Missouri's attempt at a Hail Mary just inches short of the end zone there.
He caught the ball, held on to it, but wasn't quite in the end zone.
Can we show Herm? There he is. That's what he was doing.
Vanderbilt won, by the way, 17-10.
Yes,
Let's get that last part in there. We're going to, Coach, we're going to bring you in just a second here because we're turning to the NFL. The exciting Week 8 matchups. Our friend and coach, ESPN football analyst Herm Edwards joining us now. By the way, he had things to say. He was like analyzing every college game.
Well, look,
I
pay tuition in Texas. Both my daughters go to the University of Texas.
Okay, well, there you go. That's right. Yeah.
All right. So he's a Longhorn
I pay tuition there.
I paid tuition. I'm going to celebrate. That's right. All right, let's get to the NFL here. We're going to start with my team, my Niners. They're taking on the Houston Texans. We've been battling injuries, and I always say we, like I'm on the team. But battling injuries, it's been, a season of some ups and downs. We're going to stay on top of the NFC West. What do you think?
I think so. This is a short week for Houston, but know this. Houston has one of the better defenses in the National Football League. It's hard to score on them, only giving about 15 points a game. They are fourth in the league defensively. So the 49ers are going to have to really lean on Kittle and McCaffrey to get this offense going. It could be a low-scoring affair, but I'm going with San Francisco in this one.
Okay.
I like that.
He certainly does
No
like
offense,
that.
Houston,
Right. The Giants, coach, they had a stunning loss to Denver last week. Now they're up against their rivals, the Eagles, your Eagles. Have the Giants recovered from that disastrous game, and how does this matchup look?
Well, look, this is a big game for both teams, but really for the Eagles. They lost to the Giants, 34-17? This is a division game, a division opponent. This is kind of a must-win for the Eagles. They get Carter back, which is good. He's inside. He can really rush the quarterback and maybe slow down Scatterboo. They got to throw it to this guy a lot, Smith, with the green shoes. He's always open. He's got those green shoes. So I'm going with my Eagles against the Giants.
Oh, all right. Let's move on to the Green Bay Packers and Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers is facing his former team for the first time. How does this play out?
Well, there'll be some emotion behind it, when you play your former team, and obviously Aaron Rodgers is in a good place right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're playing outstanding defense, and they take the ball away. So I'm going to lean with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this is going to be a really competitive football game. Green Bay is playing well, as you know, but I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. At the end of the day, This is his former team. You know, he wants to show off and try to play good.
Okay, that's going to be a good game. All right, let's turn now to Who's with Herm, our favorite part of the week. Looks like we all got it right, picking the Lions over the Buccaneers from last week. It's kind of boring when we all get it right.
It is.
So
It's not boring when I'm on top.
Brad, let's go to the board here. Gio, he's still in the lead over here, followed by Janae, Herm, and then, yeah, sure enough, I'm still there in last place. Yeah, I got two on the board. All right, let's look ahead to Monday Night Football. The Washington Commanders, they're facing the Kansas City Chiefs. How do you see this one playing out, Coach?
Well, I don't know if Jaden Daniels is playing or not. I think, and if he is, he's not 100%. He's got a hamstring. But the Kansas City Chiefs are one of the hottest teams in football right now. They're at full capacity now. They're healthy again. I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one. I mean, they're playing too good right now, and they've got that look in their eye again all of a sudden.
They got that look. All right, Gio, what do you got?
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Oh, man.
I know. I'm with Herm on this one. I'm going with the Chiefs, too.
See, this is what happens.
Go ahead. Go with the Commanders.
When you're playing from behind, when you're in my position, you no longer are in control. So then you start doing crazy things.
You're
like
going to go with the Commanders?
Go ahead, take the Commanders. Go ahead and take the Commanders.
That's who you want to take. What's the worst? You're going to be in last place?
Don't get scared.
Don't
get scared now.
Don't be scared.
He was waving around that trophy like
Jaden Daniels, he's got the hamstring. All right, I'm going Commanders.
Okay.
Debo Samuel.
All right.
Debo's going to carry me through. Former 49er. He's on my fantasy team. Let's do it, Coach. Got to break this tie happening.
Coach is tickled by this. We love it.
All right, Coach, thanks again. We will see Monday Night Football returns. The Commanders, they face the Chiefs tomorrow at 8 Eastern right here on ABC and on ESPN. I don't like playing from behind like this. I got to be honest.
But we'll see. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. I got 5.
Throwing Hail
Let's see what
Marys
happens.
out there.
Coming up here on Good Morning America, Halloween takes a page from the 90s when it comes to decor. But the popular costumes are all about today. Stay with us.
Oh, I love that music. Oh, it just got spooky. Look at that cemetery behind us. Welcome back to GMA as we count down to Halloween. And this year, it's all about mixing old and new. ABC's Will Gans is keeping us up to date on the top trends. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Gio. Good morning to you guys and to you. Great news this year for anyone looking to save money on trending decorations, because in 2025, the hottest Halloween items could be in the back corners of your attic or waiting for rescue at your local thrift store. Good news for anyone who loved spooky season in the 90s.
Well, I think it's obvious why Halloween is bad. I mean, that whole razor blade and the apple thing was an urban myth, of course.
That Halloween aesthetic is back from the dead.
Hi? Man.
Searches for 90s Halloween vibes spiking over 300% on TikTok over the last 30 days.
This is from 1997, a witch flag. Look at it. Like, look how playful and fun.
With millennials conjuring up 90s Halloween decor trends, like plastic lawn characters, window clings, vintage flags, and yard art. But for anyone looking to celebrate Halloween in a more modern manner, Google has unveiled its annual Frightgeist list. And the top 5 trending costumes this year are all from K-pop demon hunters, followed by Labubus and Chicken Jockey from the Minecraft movie. And another top 2025 trend, instead of buying something pre-made, Halloween fans are asking Meta AI or ChatGPT to suggest ideas for combining fabrics and construction techniques to create something unique to their own tastes. So I asked AI what you three should dress as for Halloween this year. Grab a Christmas sweater, a moose mug, wrap some Christmas lights around yourself, and boom, you're Clark Griswold.
Guess what? I've got that costume.
There you go.
That's what I wear all of December.
Perfect. Gio, you can grab some gold clothes and some wings, and then you are the golden snitch. Tommy could be Harry Potter, Quidditch, anybody. And then Janae, dress as a retro 70s diva, carry a broken phone, show up a little late wherever you're going, and voila, you're Mercury in retrograde.
Hilarious.
Wow. Isn't that so
very good?
Yeah.
Very good.
Clever.
A broken cell phone.
And it's all stuff that you have already, so it's perfect.
It's good
Great
stuff,
stuff.
Will.
I like it. Thank you, Will Gans, as always. Now, with our group chat and the stories that piqued our interest this this week, and the gambling scandal for me. This is one
yeah.
so many people talking about this, obviously involving members of the NBA. It had me thinking about another big issue that's sort of beneath the headlines here. Sports betting is booming in this country, but so is the number of people seeking help for gambling too. Take a look at these statistics here. In the U.S., sports betting soared from nearly $5 billion in 2017 to more than $121 billion in 2023. And this is the other part of it. People seeking help, the help-seeking behavior like internet searches for gambling addiction rose 23% nationally after the expansion of legal sports betting. We've seen other statistics, places like New York City is up almost like 46%, something like that. Wow. So I'm thinking about the mental health element in all of this too. It's like obviously this is a booming business, but there are also people who are really struggling here, and it's important to point out signs of gambling disorder, and they include right here impaired control, gambling taking precedence over other activities, and continuing despite negative consequences. So we just want to put this up there. If you think you have a gambling problem or know somebody who might, there is help. The National Problem Gambling Helpline, it's on your screen right there. It's so important. I think that like the business of all of this, there's the scandal itself that has people talking, but the business of all of it, there are real people who are suffering some consequences here, and I'm thinking about them, and there is help available for those.
So
important.
And you showing the rise in just a few years is massive.
And it correlates with the amount of money being spent on the gambling.
Absolutely. And so following up on that story, I was surprised at the continued and ongoing influence and prosperity of mafia crime families. I'm one of those people, like so many of you probably at home, who loved the movie Goodfellas, and I've always been interested in the documentaries about the crime families. But to learn when this news came out that organized crime is still very much a thing, that was really shocking to learn that this was still in operation. So those indicted in the NBA scandal include 13 members and associates of 4 of the 5 La Cosa Nostra families, the Gambino, Genovese, Lucchese, and Bonanno crime families. And I think so many of us thought that, you know, there were all of these FBI operations back in the 80s and 90s that wiped out most of them. But to see them involved in gambling, which obviously helped fund a lot of their activities, and to see it at the forefront today was just shocking.
And the detail, the intricacies, the X-ray, you know, card tables and things like that.
The
it's all very
glasses,
interesting.
all of it.
Mine is a little personal.
Mine is a little personal.
I know. So this week I turned 40, right? I'm going to turn 40 this week.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
And Tommy has this great podcast. It's called I've Never Said This Before with Tommy D'Addario.
It's fantastic.
And he has been doing it, and he says that for the past 2 years, I've been his most requested guest. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he says.
Yeah.
And I finally did it. So here's a little sneak peek.
Is there anything you want to let go of as you enter this new decade?
Fear. Fear.
Is that possible?
I don't know. I'm putting it out there to see if it is. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
But I think that we all have fear.
I love that answer, by the way.
Do you?
Yes. I mean, it's, and I didn't mean to interrupt at all, but it's just so relatable. I think all of us just feel like, you know, debilitated
Fear
by
can be such a powerful motivator for your actions and everything, your thoughts. So even to put it out there that that's something you want to let go of.
Well, you know, I think that when you hit a number, everybody always says, oh, it's just a number, it doesn't mean anything. But for whatever reason, this one, I'm like reflecting a lot. I'm reflecting a lot. I'm reflecting on that. I'm reflecting on who matters most, what matters most, all of those things. It's just really interesting time.
Well, if health matters, we apologize because we got you a little birthday treat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Guys,
yes, your favorite.
Thank you. You know the way to my heart.
About this.
You know what? You're going on a
diving right
fantastic trip. You're going to have the best time. We love you so much. Happy birthday.
I forgot to say the podcast drops Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. And happy early birthday.
Thank you so much.
Yay. It's great to have you.
You're 50, not 40.